once I have the pose, the general shape of the hair and the other elements down on my sketch, I'm gonna start polishing the facial features so I can see a more form and anatomy, because that's gonna help me create a more accurate lighting once I get to it. It helps me visualize the form, so I know where the light is hitting and where the shadows are casted, and how how to create the form. So I'm just gonna hide my hair and the head and the clothes for now. So I'm gonna start working on the face, because it is the most important part of the portrait. So you really wanna pay attention to it and, make the best of it. So first, I'm gonna use the eraser and the same brush that I was using for the rough sketch. This is still a sketch, it's just gonna be a little bit more polished. So with the eraser, I delete the lines that I won't be needing, and I can polish some areas that were too rough at first. For the mouth, I like to paint these little things, what it called, the sides. So for the eyes, when you polish the eyes, you want to make sure you have all the anatomy of the eye correct. I like to pay special attention to the eyes, because they're the windows to the soul and everything. So when you make a portrait, you want to make sure that that's the thing that you get correct. Like, if the eyes are kind of wonky and if they don't have enough motion, the whole portrait will lose any kind of sentiment that you wanted to convey. So when you polish the eyes, try not to ruin the expression. There's a lot of anatomy going on in the eyes. Like, the lower lid has some thickness, and sometimes we forget that when we're painting eyes. And it makes a huge difference between a flat looking eye, like an Egyptian painting, and a solid, anatomically correct eye. So also try to draw the eyes. They look like they have the same shape. I struggle a lot with the eye on this side when I'm drawing like 3/4 angle. And sometimes it doesn't look like they're the same shape. So yeah, make sure that both eyes look like they belong to the same face. For the eyebrows, I don't really get too picky with how polished it is. You know, because it's an eyebrow. Like I will use a lot of texture to make it look like it has hair. Like it's made out of hair and not just like it's painted on the face. So I'm gonna start erasing things that I don't need. I'm gonna make the lines thinner with the eraser, polishing it with the brush. The rest of the body doesn't need like very precise polishing, as long as you have the anatomy down. Like here, it is very important to have this part correct, otherwise it looks like a flat chest, and it's one of my favorite parts to draw too. So I put special attention to this part. I think it makes a huge difference when you draw it correctly, and when you add lighting on it, it looks fantastic. So yeah, I like to have this anatomy here. And for the ear, I like to just sketch the inside, like this part here, inside of the ear, and some general shapes outside. Ears are very complex. They have very interesting forms, and it's also important to know how it like attaches to the rest of the head. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna erase the rest of the head that I won't be needing. And now I have the hair. For the hair, I like to create like very random shapes, you know, like here. But it is important to draw shapes and not individual hair strands, hairs I mean. Like you want to work with bigger shapes and try to make them different sizes. A lot of it will be figured out once I start painting, but for now, for the sake of the solid sketch. I'm gonna leave it a bit more polished than it was. So just be creative with how you separate the hair strands. Like, I like how this one over here just comes out from behind. You like to keep it varied. So when I am drawing the general shape of when I drew the general shape of the hair, I blocked out some hair strands, but now I'm gonna create smaller ones, because that's how hair works. It all starts with a very big, thick hair strand, and in the ends, it kind of splits in different little ones. You know. I think that's good enough for now. As I said, the hair, I figure it out once I'm painting it. Just like the eyebrows, most of it's texture, hair texture. So I think this looks good. I could even add some extra anatomy, like this part of the eye. Now shadows on the face, the nose. I don't know if this could help. I'm just gonna place the chin. Okay, this is good enough now. I'm gonna move on to the next step.